Hi, everyone. My name is Kerry Morgan. I just want to say thank you so much for being here. I am the host of this epic Holistic Empire Summit. And the reason for this summit is for you to understand how to be mentored, how to be in alignment, and how to connect with your highest version, right? You get that feeling, there's something that you just know you want more of, but you don't know how to get there. You don't know how to start. Or maybe you want to level up in life and you just feel like you're stuck or overwhelmed. So it kept coming to me to create this environment where women can come and get inspired and have a community around them to lift them up to the next level. I have women all over the world globally sharing their time of mentorship and also just letting you understand what it takes inside your day to complete and be the person you've always wanted to be. So today I have Elena. She's from Florida, and Elena is amazing. When I first interviewed her in the beginning or just talked to her, I felt this connection of, oh my goodness, I'm so lucky just and blessed to have this opportunity that a friend of mine, Heidi, introduced me to her. And I knew I needed something else, just a little special thing about just reality and focus and commitment and alignment in my summit. And it was like, oh, it all came when I needed it, right? So it all opened up. But Elena's going to describe exactly what she does and her unique gift in this world.
Hi, Kerry, and hi, everyone. I'm so excited to share my gifts and my, information that I want people to know about me. And I'm so grateful to have this opportunity, first of all, to connect with you because you're such a powerhouse. I love what you're doing and all the incredible people that you're bringing together from around the world. I think it's a gift for all of us to have this incredible support system. And I'm a believer in the we people versus an I, because it takes a team of incredible people to really make things happen. So my background is I'm a very nonconformist kind of person. I have a background in science. I'm a pharmacist, still licensed as a pharmacist. I'm a chakra expert, natural perfumer, spiritual health practitioner, and of course, founder of Wholistic. And my work is a blend of all of the things. So, it took me a while to kind of not reject my science background and embrace everything that I have ever learned to be where I am today. It's really about embracing science and spirituality and kind of marrying them together, because this is what we ultimately all need.
Yeah, that's a great point, right? Like, just because you're one way does not mean you have to be closed off to other things that show up in your life or signs. So what is one word that best describes you? Like when someone leaves your presence, they kind of get that sense or that feeling from that, of your presence.
Okay, so I've been thinking about this because a few people had asked me this question before. And I just always think it's very limiting to limit each person to just one word. It took me a while, and I would say the word that represents me the most is water, okay? Because water is an element, that's a powerful element that means so many things. It means depth, intuition, birth, clearing, purification. So whatever comes to mind when you think of water, that's what I am. I flow a lot of times against resistance with ease. Nothing stops me, because I'm really very clear about my mission and embracing all.
Yeah, oh, that is really refreshing, right? So when I think of water, I think of refreshing, right? Or like being replenished with like this new spirit or this new energy. So how long have you been in business, but how has your past aligned you to your current business right now? Like all these things that happened to you. And if you kind of look back, you would say, oh my God, all these things have placed into a great big puzzle, right? Like all those pieces add up. Yeah. So if you can just enlighten us on that journey.
I've been a licensed pharmacist since 1998. And it wasn't until 2007 when I attended a functional medicine conference when kind of my gates into my life path had opened up. And I recognized this is what I have to do. This was like the first step. And once I was awakened and aware, there was no looking back. So I became really hungry and searching for deeper meaning and understanding, not only of the root causes of the diseases, but really our imbalance in general, what really causes the imbalance. And that led me to studying from 2007 with teachers from around the world. So I became this hungry student. Teachers from around the world, as many different healing modalities, philosophies as possible. I learned all of them. And so currently my work entails everything that I have ever learned in the last probably 20 years of my work. And it's a combination of everything, and I'm still learning. I think learning will never stop. I love it.
Yeah, that is so great. Yeah. If you're not growing, you're dying, right?
Right. And what I really appreciate as well is I'm also learning from my patients, which is an even bigger gift.
Yeah, that connection. And yeah, that brings us right into like, what is a key ingredient that your clients have seen the best results in the fastest time? Like maybe they were overwhelmed or they were blocked, and something that you shared with them and they came back to you maybe a week or 2 weeks and they were just like amazed and they believed in their self again. Can you give us an example of how that works?
So there isn't really one, because every person that comes in has a different experience, and they even have a different experience every time they come to see me. So usually the first time a person comes to me, they're either referred from a doctor's office or it's a word of mouth. So for me, the key is to shift the way people perceive reality and shift the way they're thinking and feeling. And the way that I do that is through chakra work. So I really present to people grounded, solid information of what I see chakras mean. And to me, chakras are these incredible doorways that allow for me as a healer to open the door and look at different layers of what's happening to a person on an emotional level, on a physical level, mental level, soul level. And I always say to people that our soul or our higher self communicates to us through feelings. When we block our feelings or we choose to ignore them, the soul knocks louder. And the louder it knocks, what happens is we get physical symptoms, right? I had one guy, he came to see me and he said, I just fell off the staircase and I twisted my ankle. I don't know why this is happening to me. I have no time for myself to even allow myself to sit still for 5 minutes. This is his higher self telling him, time to slow down.
Yeah, time to sit still.
Yes. And I always say to my patients, take it as a gift, because this is the only way you will allow yourself to feel into yourself. So for me, it's about shifting, helping people shift how they perceive themselves and reconnect them to their own gifts. So when people come to me, sometimes people will say, I'm here because my doctor told me to see you. You're going to fix me. And I always say that I am your tool in your toolbox, and I'm here to tell you that you have the power to do the healing process. I'm just here to teach you. So when people come to see me, I give them specific tools that they have to do when they leave if they want to come back and see me, because I want people to be responsible for their well-being. And then people really start noticing a shift, because it's about shifting a different kind of way of being and thinking. So I've had people with anxiety that are feeling amazing because it's something that they can feel and recognize in their body. And then they're able to clear it. I teach people how to clear their own blocks.
No, yeah, that was great. Yeah, because we were just wondering about like maybe a situation, and I love how you say, I know that everyone's different, and it's all the purpose of them being responsible, which is a huge, huge, unbelievable thing that people just forget, that it's up to you, right? And for you to share that with them and let them know that you're in control and it's your choice to really heal yourself. Right. Yeah.
Be accountable. And I always say, I can always tell if the person did their homework or not. And if they're willing to come back, I've had a few times where people don't do their work and they're very honest about it because they know that I will see it. I appreciate it. If they're honest and they'll say, you know what? I'm sorry I haven't seen you in a while, and but I'm here and I need your help in guiding me. And I love honesty and I appreciate that.
Yeah, that's so important, just to be honest with yourself, Because I think we don't trust ourselves as much anymore. And for them to be honest to you, they're being honest with themselves. They're like, I know I can do this, but I'm not showing up, right? I'm not committing to myself. So this next question is more about you as a healer and just a woman and a female entrepreneur. How do you find mastery, or how do you find a connection as a female entrepreneur in your business? Can you just share some light on what works for you?
So for me, I guess I feel really lucky because I'm a very positive person. So I actually wake up excited every morning and happy that how grateful I am to be alive and to be given this opportunity to do the work that I do. So usually I always set clear intentions in my mind, and it's an intent, not necessarily an intention that I'll write down, but it's something of a deep knowing within myself of what I would love to accomplish. So I set very clear goals and intentions, and then I just go for it. I'm not a person who procrastinates. I'm a doer. So I just go for things, and I'm very organized. I think that I have to be because I wear many hats. I'm a mom of 4 kids. I create many products and manufacture products. So anything from natural perfumes to chakra blends to healing salts to skincare products, all of that I actually create and manufacture. So I have to allow myself the space to do that, as well as seeing patients usually on a daily basis. And then, of course, creating the content material for the seminars that I teach with my partner. And that brings me the most joy as well, because we love teaching what we teach people.
Yeah. Oh, that is so amazing. Because some people are just like stuck in, oh my God, I have to go to work today, and how can I get home? Right? You know, like that's their overwhelm for the day, right?
So
I'm just getting.
The key is, for me at least, and this is what I realized, is my personal life and my work life are kind of, my work life is an extension of my personal life. This is who I am. I'm living my true self. And if I'm not honest with how I'm being, I can't teach people how to be. You see, if I'm going to tell my patients, you have to clear your block, and I'm not doing it, they can see that. So I have to be really authentic with what I say to people and how I.
Yeah, no, that's great. So this question, and all the women I have asked this, like when your day just goes riot, right? Or shit hits the fan and you're like, oh my goodness, how do you come back to the present? Like, how do you bring your balance and your awareness and mindfulness? Like, we've all been there, right? Yeah. I mean, I'm very spiritual, but I also are very just know when everything gets like just chaos, and you're just like, okay. And like, so what experience would you share that you make yourself come back to a place of ease?
Yeah. So for me, this took a while to realize, because I'm a doer. It's actually stopping everything. And this is what I do. And I have to be completely by myself in my own space and feel into myself, my body, and my feelings. And then I can clearly see outside. I kind of come outside of myself to perceive the environment that I've created, a stressful environment, to see if is it really worth it, is it important to me or not. And then I'm able to clear it. But I can only do that if I'm quiet, if there's no distraction around me. If that means I tell my children, okay, mom needs 10 minutes alone, and I'll lock the door, even if it's in the bathroom, and I just have to sit down and really feel. So I use my body as a tool to feel and clear, because it tells me everything that's happening, which is really interesting. And then a lot of times, if I feel really exhausted and burned out, nature is another place where I can get healed. So nature, music, I think music is wonderful. Music heals me as well. So those are my keys, yes.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that, because a lot of people just, they don't, like, their everyday normal doesn't let them see that they need to connect back in, you know, to find that space, to find that ease, right? And to find that connection again.
So I kind of have to do that too. Not have to, but I know I need to do that, because I work with people and I bring peace to them and harmony. So if I'm not balanced, people are not going to be coming to me. People see and feel things. So
oh yes, that is so true.
My number one job is to really clear and harmonize me so I can be there for people.
That's amazing. Can you break down one of your current power days? Like, I love that you're creating products and you're manufacturing, and that's huge for someone that just wants to get into that space, or just wants to start as an entrepreneur, or just has no idea of where to begin, you know, in stepping into creating the life that they love. So, like, do you do sales for 2 hours? How, you know, do you set intentions daily? Do you get up at 5 a.m.? Can you just explain a 24-hour day for the audience, please?
Of course. So I do wake up at 5 a.m.
Okay.
Usually mornings, the first thing is I allow myself to just kind of feel into myself instead of just jumping out of bed, because I wake up my kids at 6 o'clock. So I allow myself an hour to just kind of feel into myself and perhaps also write. So this is my time, my creative time to write, or to come up with an intention of what I would like, my ideas and how I would like for them to flow in the creative process of writing. This is just writing for now. Or if I'm creating a seminar, that would be between 5 and 6 in the morning, right? The content.
Yeah.
After that, usually I'll go to the gym. So I wake up my kids and I have to work out. And it's not intense. So it just depends. I listen to what my body's communicating to me. A lot of times it can be stretching and weights. Sometimes it's cardio, but I have to move my body because the rest of the day I'm sitting. So
Yes.
Yes. So it's very important that I move and everything just flows. Okay. And then of course it's driving the kids. And then I start, a lot of times I start my day at 7:30 in the morning. I start seeing people. Some people want to see me before they go to work. So my creative process of when I create products, I cannot force it. So formulas that I've already created, I set certain days when I'm going to manufacture. If I'm going to create something for someone, I have to completely block days in order for me to create a product. Let's say there was a local jeweler. She asked me to create a fragrance for her store. So for that, I needed probably a few days, because you can't force creativity. You know, I had to connect to her. I had to flow with just, it's a different way of being. It's not like, okay, this is a mathematical formula and this is how it works. It's different manufacturing versus creating. So for that, it cannot be forced. And therefore, sometimes I'll tell people it will take me a few months perhaps to create something amazing for them, but people are willing to wait. And she waited a few months. And then once it comes to me, a lot of times it comes to me in the morning or at night. I can dream up of something and then I'll wake up and I just blend whatever it is, the fragrance that inspired me in the middle of the night. So I see things at night as well. So that's my creative part that's not happening all the time. And then day to day, I work with patients, and that's what I absolutely love. And then of course, about once or twice a month, I teach seminars with my partner.
Yeah, I love how you just receive, right? You give enough space for your enlightenment or your highest consciousness or your super consciousness to just answer your questions that you are asking, so that you can receive and be authentic with your creativity for this unique fragrance that you're making for them.
You know what I also found, thank you, what I found out too, which is something that we teach in our seminar, that most creativity comes in the alpha status. This is when our brain is in a specific state or specific frequency. It's kind of like between wake and sleep, right in between, right? If you're like daydreaming. And this is, if I set an intention and I want to create something, I allow myself to be in that kind of semi-meditative state. This is when everything flows. This is how Einstein came up with this theory of relativity.
Yeah.
So most, I think, creative people create their symphonies, right? Musicians, poets. You have to allow yourself to calm your mind down and just clear the thoughts, and then information comes. And it's about understanding and hearing the messages. And I know you wanted to know about sales. So a lot of the sales that I do locally, people already know me. So it's about them calling me and ordering products. And of course, I have to be the one who delivers them as well.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a lot of multitasking, but I do great under pressure. I can clear things pretty quickly.
Yeah, no, I like that because a lot, just women in general are like, well, how do these people do that? Like how, but that's the intention that you set with your life is to be a creator, right? And, create these masterpieces and a lot of people are just reacting to life. So they have to completely shift their mindset on being able to accept or create that space in themselves to be a creator. And this brings us right into the next, focus that we have here for the event. What vision do you see yourself creating daily for ultimate performance in your lifespan, existence, or a legacy for worldwide expansion? What is your big vision for yourself and your business?
Okay. So my biggest vision, of course, for me is to share my knowledge that I've gained, my passion, my life, my creations, and to shine the light, right, to people that we are all creators in shifting our emotions, that we're all responsible for what we're creating. We're really are creators of our own world and universe, right? And that we're all able to experience the spirituality and wholeness. And for me the legacy is to teach seminars with love, authenticity, compassion, solid information, of course, with my partner that we're both creating at the same time. We're creating together and teaching people. And the goal for us is to teach all around the world and to spread our message of love and how every person comes into this world with their own unique gifts, their own unique signature. And it's about bringing that to light.
Yeah, right. Because it's in there and you can feel it. Like when you were 2 or 3, you always did these certain things, either performing and then someone told you, like when you're older, you can't do that. That's not what you're supposed to do. And you lost your gift, right? Or you lost focus on it. So
you lost trust because you feel that, no one will approve it. And I believe that it takes courage to really stand up for your beliefs, even if it's going against what everyone in your environment doesn't want you to do. And this actually happened to me. My family, who I love so much, they're always free thinkers, but they really tested me and said, okay, you are a licensed pharmacist. What do you think you're doing with going into the spiritual realm? And it took a lot of digging within myself and saying, you know what, this is my life's work. And who says it has to be separate? So a lot of times it's redefining yourself and not necessarily, you can hear what people are saying, but not allowing it to affect you. It takes
yes,
courage, I think,
it does. And confidence. So we have a question from Jill, which I know that you have this beautiful, the handout about the chakras. So 2 questions that Jill has. Do you have any tips for realigning your chakras at home, and how can you recognize if they are out of alignment or balance?
Okay, I love it. I love questions. Thank you, Jill, for asking. So the amazing thing is, and this is the giveaway that we're doing, right, for the Holistic Empire Summit and for all of you on our website, we have an exclusive offer, and it's for taking a chakra assessment. So it actually took us 2 years to develop, but it's just as accurate. The results of it are just as accurate as if you were to come and see me and I would tell you what chakras are off balance. So it's a great doorway for you to look into yourself and see where the imbalance is. And then of course we give the tools in the handout that you receive a PDF file, exactly the steps that you should take to help clear those blocks. And I will actually show. So this would be like a PDF file of how it looks. And of course I had to cross out the name of the person that took this. But what I wanted to show you is it talks about what chakras are. So then it's very clear for people to understand that it's not just ancient wisdom. There's a lot of science behind chakras, okay? A woman by the name of Valerie Hunt, she passed away in 2014. She was a pioneer in the field of bioenergy, and she was the first one to prove on a scientific level the existence of chakras. So this is how the PDF file would come in, and it would show you the percentages of how open or blocked your chakras are. It actually shows you the level. So even though there is 7 in here, right, we decided to only limit it to top 3 that are blocked. And the top 3 would have to be under 75%. And this is how you would know that it's blocked. And then it would show you further down the different ways and different tools you can use to balance the blocks that are coming up. And the code that we have, Kerry, can I give the code for that?
Sure, yes.
Okay. It's Wholistic Summit 2016. So that's the code that everyone can use to take the questionnaire.
Yeah, and we'll definitely have that, underneath the video after this.
This is a great way. Of course, if you are intuitive, right, and you're really connected to yourself, one of the ways that you can feel is if you allow yourself to have a quiet time and just feel into your body. Do you feel anxious? Are you always living in your mind? Are you living in the future? So I would say if you are a person who is constantly living in your mind, you're not grounded. Okay, so that means your root chakra is weak. If you've gone through trauma in your life as a child, that would make your root chakra weak. If you've been hurt in the past, right? You've had many relationships that were not fulfilling, you no longer trust, your heart chakra would be blocked, right? If you're not speaking your truth and you're not able to hear what others, or you feel unheard, right? So that would be a throat chakra. And throat chakra, I see a big pattern when it's blocked. It's linked to thyroid in women.
Yes.
As well, but mostly in women. So it's linked to a lot. If you're having a specific physical symptom or a disease, that could also give you a step back to look on a deeper level which chakra is blocked. And perhaps, I don't know if you want to ask me a question about a specific issue. We can do
Yeah, Jill said, thank you so much. It was comprehensive. I think she just was wondering, about being out of balance and how would you recognize it? And you did describe that on like your physical elements would start to let you know you're out of balance. But the test is perfect. I've taken it and it really does show you the first top things that you need to get back in the balance and what you need to do every day, Jill. So thank you so much, Elena,
and then,
for
of course,
that.
Emotions. I wanted to say that it's not just physical, it's emotional blocks. So our chakras are doorways to all. So if you are suffering from severe anxiety, a lot of times the pattern is your heart chakra and your throat. Sometimes it's the root. So it depends on the severity of it.
Yeah, no, that was a great example. Yeah, so it is on all levels of your body.
If you feel lost and you can't find your life's purpose, that is the crown, right? So you're disconnected from your.
That's huge.
Huge, right? Yeah. So if you as a person are searching, who am I? What is my purpose in life? Okay, that means your crown chakra, you're disconnected from that, which is a connection to your higher self.
And so many people ask that question, what's my purpose? Or they feel that urge to want to find a purpose, right?
Right.
Yeah. So I would love for you to explain how spiritual alignment looks in your eyes, because I know for me, every woman that I've interviewed here, it's totally, totally different, right? What spiritual alignment feels like. And it's hard for people to understand or wrap their fingers around it, but I had to find my spiritual alignment, right? I had to like do the work. And I think by me, just becoming a yoga, instructor was mostly, I took the yoga certification for me to heal myself, right? And for me to get deeper and make a deeper connection and learn what they didn't teach you in school, just the reality of who you are as a person in your existence on earth. So if you can just go into detail, and then I think Jill is telling us exactly what she feels in her body emotionally. So we'll go to that right after.
Okay. So first I want to say that there is no right or wrong way to find your spiritual path, to be enlightened. You cannot read about it in the books. You have to walk the steps. It's the same thing as saying, I want to be an engineer, but I don't want to go to an engineering school, right? Yeah. There's no shortcut.
Yeah.
You have to really take your own journey, and every journey is different. So to me, my spiritual alignment means my body, my emotions, my mind, and my soul are all working in harmony. The harmony of all. I cannot say, and it's also living my life with authenticity, with passion, and being very clear about my life's mission on earth, and living my unique gifts.
Oh, that is so, just that simplicity that you said is huge, because so many people have a hard time making a decision, committing, and they're completely distracted by everything else going on in this world, right? So I love that you're just super clear. And if you just stay in that, vision of what you want in your life, then all that other stuff just falls away. So Jill says she feels anxiety in her stomach. You had asked that question. She's answering you.
Okay. So I wanted to ask her the next question is, does she have irritable bowel?
Okay, so it's probably going to take her a way to just, get in there and text.
A lot of times if you feel things in your stomach, right? So it could be the second chakra, or it could be your gut. So the gut, the third chakra, is our intuitive kind of physical way of knowing. And if something does not feel right, you're going to immediately feel it in your stomach, right? If something you feel anxious, or let's say you're going on a roller coaster, you feel it in your stomach, right? Because something's about to happen. That means your chakra is opening up to something good or bad. It's perceiving. So it can cause anxiety because you're feeling this great opening, right? So it's a way that you can allow yourself to tap into and feel, okay, to see if it's good or bad. So that is her way of knowing. And that's her way of tapping into it.
Cool. So she did get back to us and she said, no, she does not have the irritable, but she said it feels more like a loss of power being sucked from me and over financial issues surrounding a divorce, I believe is what she said.
Okay. So there's two things. So third chakra is the power center. It's our self-esteem, self-worth. Mm-hmm. She just went through a really difficult time in her life, right? So it's about finding herself. And I would say in this situation, it's about it's like Phoenix rising, finding the light, aligning herself with what she really feels is true to herself, not to others, not what other people think of her, but to herself. And connect to that and be the beacon of light, that little light that is within you, and follow that, whatever it might be. It could be your passion, your hobby. Just flow with it, because that will help rebuild your self-worth and, of course, your self-esteem. This is our power center, how we connect to other people. And also, this is where we create cords to connect to people. So I would say if she went through this divorce, Jill, perhaps you can envision this cord connecting to the other person, and energetically take the scissors and cut the cord going from your solar plexus to your ex-husband. Cut the cord and see the light going back to your ex, and the part that belongs to you go back to you. And every time you have a feeling that you're giving your power away, keep cutting the cord, because it will set you free. We're not here to collect other people's energies. We're here to be clear. So you always want to make sure you clear yourself and you find your creative light.
Thank you. Oh, I love that. I had a lot of other women talk about the cord cutting and how powerful that is, and realizing that once you're with somebody, you have a connection energetically, and that cord gets attached to situations, right? And we forget about just cutting that cord or going through. And I like to do daily work for myself where I say any energy I've given away, or I have let, did something that I didn't feel right with, or just mentally, I say any energy I have given away, I receive my power back to me tenfold, like when I'm walking outside, right? So I have mantras that I like to use that allow me to establish and feel my energy consistently. But that is huge.
One thing I can share that I use before I see every patient, and I said this within myself every morning, and I can share it with you and with everyone who is interested. So I always say that I'm a vessel through which the energy of the highest frequency of love and light flows. I connect to Mother Earth and to heaven. I do not allow anything to be taken from me, and I don't want anything brought onto myself. I'm just a vessel of love and light. And that kind of sets the intention that you're just here, you're not taking, and you're not giving. No one is allowed to take things from you. You're in your own power.
Yeah, that's great. I love that. I love that. And Jill said, thank you for her wisdom. And she said, it makes so much sense. She's definitely going to try that. And so now this goes into like technology, and I know we're doing this and you're in Florida and I'm here, and I just want more people to understand that if you want to do something, and how will technology has helped you grow your business? Because then a lot of people are just afraid of technology. But if you look at technology in a way of just a tool or a open door for you to be able to get your story out there to millions of people, but how has technology helped you grow your business?
Yeah. So I would say this. Most of my business, of course, has been local because my business is about word of mouth and trust. But now I'm expanding on a global level, and my partner is in Germany and he's doing his work there. So we have to be global. And I've been using in the past Facebook, which I think it's a great platform. Instagram I've been using, but I'm not 100%. I guess I haven't figured out a way that's the best way to use it as a tool for growth yet. But I do love Facebook, and I love doing things such as what we're doing today. And I think I'll be doing it more and more. I think it's a really incredibly powerful way to get the message across, to connect to so many people. And I've met incredible people through social media, such as you. But of course, so many amazing people. And I think that when you're in alignment with yourself, then there's so many like-minded people that are attracted. And I think this is also the time that we can use technology to bring more like-minded people, to make it more powerful, make a more powerful impact on humanity. Being, of course, you can use it as a negative tool or a positive tool, right? But this is, for me, it's a positive way of connecting and sharing and supporting each other. And this is really, I love it. I love.
Yeah. And I know that you use technology too for like your chakra,
right.
Assessment, right? So that's a way, right? Like, so people just can come in and take the test and get results and start to learn how to do these processes on their own, which is huge, right? Because you can't be there with them all the time. Yeah.
Right. And that's the thing, is reaching more people and giving people tools that they can use in their daily life without, if they're unable to see me, or perhaps the session could be a little prohibitive for some people, but the chakra assessment is incredible. It's easy, and there's no reason why people should not be taking it. It's that.
Yeah, just start, right? Just start a process and learn, right? And grow from there. But if you don't start, you will always be stuck. You will always feel this overwhelm. So how has alignment helped you with creating and sustaining abundance and wealth in your life, in your business, however you want to explain that?
Of course. So, okay. For me, it almost brings tears in my eyes, because what I've created and who I am is there's so much authenticity. I have to be authentic and compassionate and honest to myself in order for me to grow my business, and for people that come to see me, because there's so much trust. People come to see me and I create the space. Sometimes there are people that have not cried in 20, 30 years, and they're allowed themselves. And to me, the biggest thing, of course, is being grateful. And this is one thing that I know when I wake up, I'm absolutely grateful to be on earth. And I let every person in my personal life know how much I love and appreciate them, but I also let my patients know. So my patients sometimes will get text messages from me, how much I love and appreciate them. And I think this connection, personal connection to people, I think there's nothing more special. And I think it's a missing link in a lot of ways people do businesses. But to me, being personal and touching each other on a soul level and a deep heart level is what makes my business and what I do with my partner very unique and different.
Yeah, I love that human connection. We forget that is where it's all comes down to.
Yes.
So we are right at the end of this, and I want to just leave the audience with like a golden nugget. If you can share one golden nugget that you feel, if they do this consistently and amplify this action, that they will start to feel amazing and get really good results, but also start trusting themselves, believing in themselves, and getting back into alignment with who they are as a person.
One thing. I would say this, the biggest step and the hardest step is to be aware. So if you can bring awareness into your own patterns, because a lot of times our life comes in patterns, right? And if we don't listen to those patterns fast enough, it's going to become louder and louder. Allow yourself to have space, to have quiet time, so you can be aware of yourself and what is happening in your life.
Huge, right? That's
being aware is the biggest step. Yes, it's
so many people.
It's the first step and the most powerful step towards healing and clearing and manifesting. Because if you're not aware, you can't do any of those.
Yeah. Okay, good. So let's talk about manifesting. Since you brought it up, we might as well just go into that for a second, because manifesting is you being crystal clear, but also setting intentions, and it's showing up almost instantly in your life. But yeah, I would love for you to just give a little detail about yourself and how you see manifesting showing up in your life.
You know, when I'm crystal clear about something, whatever it is, I have to be able to feel it, connect on an emotional level. I have to almost touch it. This is how it feels to me. This is when I know it's happening. I feel it. I know it. I can smell it. I can assign color to it, even if it's a project. It's a deep knowing on every level with no question. I do not question it. So if it's in my field, it's happening. That's my manifestation.
Yeah, and that is so, like, people are like afraid or they don't believe, and it's because they're not in true alignment, but they just don't believe that this can happen just by you being clear and making a decision on what you want. So I want to say thank you for everyone that showed up today, and for Elena. And I would love for Elena just to share exactly where everyone can go and find more information about her, and also just any offer. Like, I know she, put the offer in the middle, but if you can explain how to do the chakra assessment again and the code that you have, just so if people missed the beginning, that would be wonderful.
Okay, of course. So you would go to wholistic.com, which is WHOLISTIC. And then under products, you would go into chakra assessment or holistic chakra assessment. And then from that point on, you right before the checkout, you'll apply the code, which is holistic with an H, summit 2016. So 2016. And then you take the questionnaire, and you'll receive the results as a PDF file within a few minutes after you take the assessment. And it would be an amazing journey for every one of you to begin for yourself. It's a gift that you can give to yourself.
And exactly, I love that it's a gift. So I want everyone to remember that it is a gift. Your day, every 24 hours is a gift. It's your perception and it's your choice of how you think of your day and how you are in tune with what your highest version looks like for yourself, right? So writing it out, being clear, journaling, right? Surrounding yourself with a community of women that want to inspire you and mentor you is huge. And this is the whole journey for this whole series, is to show women exactly what powerful women are creating and aligning themselves with when they want to create this life that they love. So we're going to be signing off now. I'm going to let Elena, if she has anything else that she may have just thought about right now she wants to share with you, but say her goodbyes to you.
So you know what, because you did say about negative thoughts, and this triggered something in my memory. I read somewhere a study that 65% of our thoughts are negative, which is so powerful to really understand and be aware of it. So what I usually tell my patients, and this is a great exercise to do, if you're able to be aware of the thought process that you have that is negative, or an emotion, right, that you're feeling, so you can kind of put it in a bubble, right? feel it in your body, put it in a bubble, and then put golden light around it. And then send it out, right? Send this bubble out into the universe until you see it completely disappearing, right? So you're letting go. It's a process of letting go. Things that don't belong to us. And I think that's also a great tool to use on a daily basis to just clear things.
I love that. You don't even imagine how much I'm just like in awe right now over this conversation. But yeah, that letting go is huge, right? For people, they get stuck in something, someone says something to them, or maybe a song from a past boyfriend or a song comes on and they bring that whole memory in and all those drama that happened when they were younger from that song. But that letting go is just huge. I love that. That is just unique. I am so happy. I am super happy right now just because I feel like I've just been blessed, and I know that this was something that kept pulling at me, you know, that women need this, and this is a way for women to share. But also the reason it says mentor for millions. So many people want a mentor. They want somebody that they can find a connection, or someone that experienced something that they want to get to, right? It's really hard for you to look at the people that are way up there like Tony Robbins and, you know, Oprah, and you're thinking there's no way I ever can reach that, because you have to take those steps, right? And you need to learn from the people that are taking the steps also of where they've been and where they're going. So I just want to say thank you again for being here. I'm going to let Elena say goodbye to you.
I loved it. Thank you so much for having me on. I absolutely loved it. And for anyone who has questions, they're welcome to email me as well. It was so great.
Thank you. And yes, we'll have all Elena's information underneath the video after we're all done here and everything gets packaged up beautifully like a present, right? But I want to say you are amazing. Remember that. Take daily action. I like to say amplify that action that gives you that complete utter happiness inside, and then just keep going with that continuously every day to build the life that you want and create the life that you deserve, and believe in yourself. So thanks everyone. We're going to be signing off, and make sure you stay tuned because Rachel's going to be next, and she is going to be digging into, oh my goodness, just the holistic mindset of nutrition and just go deep, right? Rachel does live streams all the time, but she's going to pull out all that stuff you need to fuel your soul with so that you can get to that level. Bye.
Bye.